Surprise Comics.
In this video, we have a nice little mix of things. We have a couple of trades that I did, one of which including the most interesting book I believe to have ever come through my shop, and then another collection that I picked up, a couple other little collections. A fun little selection of books. Also, by the time you're watching this, if all goes according to plan, I will have acquired a new collection with a bunch of slabs and a bunch of raw books. So there's going to be some upcoming whatnot shows, so make sure you follow me over there. Some really cool slab shows in the future with your chance at $500 in cash and a bunch of CGC giveaways. Link in the description for $15 towards your first purchase. And we also have that monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like this video, you're entered to win that War Machine book this month. And if you head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter, that's where you get first access to collections like this and new inventory that comes through the shop, new mystery boxes, some really exciting mystery boxes just around the corner, and you'll also be entered to win a free slab this month. That's a really awesome Clayton Crane signed Venom slab. With that said, let's hop into these awesome books. We're going to start here with one of the most interesting books to ever come through my shop, The Pocket Guide to China, no number, no publisher listed, from 1942, a 9.2 white pages. This book came in a trade I did with Matthew Manos. Matthew Manos has some of the coolest, most intriguing books in his collection, and this was a book that was issued to military personnel that were headed to China, and it includes a comic book strip inside called How to Spot a JAP. I'm not sure that I can even say that word and have it be on YouTube, but if you want to get a closer look at this, I should have pictures over on my Instagram page. Well, here, I'll just kind of show some closer stuff. You might be able to take a screenshot and then zoom in on some of these panels. So there's two different printings of this book. The first one is this one here, where there's no publisher listed in the indicia, and then later there was a second printing that listed the U.S. Army as the publisher. And it's just an incredibly interesting piece that is bridging the gap between different categories of collectibles. It's got a comic book strip on the inside. It's also World War II memorabilia, and it's also just like a historical, social piece of history. And this is the 9.2. There is only one 9.2 in the world. There's two graded higher than this. So it's the top 3 graded examples in the world. Just an incredibly interesting and cool piece. Next, we have Green Lantern number 85 in a 9.0. This is where Speedy is revealed as a junkie. It's that classic anti-drug story. And this book looks really nice for a 9.0, so I actually want to crack it out and see if we can figure out why it got a 9.0. It does have cream to off-white pages, so it might have something to do with cover tanning, but I'm going to go ahead and crack this out and we'll take a closer look. This is one of these older CGC cases, so they're really easy to crack open. You just kind of open it there, and lo and behold, you can get the book out. And voila, it is officially out of the case. Don't forget to keep your CGC labels and send them back into CGC so they can be removed from the census, so we don't have an inflated census. So this book looks really, really nice. I'm not sure why it got a 9.0. I don't see any spine ticks. There are no grader's notes. There's a little bit of a printer's crease right here. As you can see, a printer's crease is when there's a crease in the paper before the book was printed, and so that doesn't affect the grade. There's also a printer's crease on the back of the same area, so it was just part of the paper. I was a little bit concerned that maybe there was going to be cover tanning on this, and there is, some cover tanning, but it's not that bad. I don't think it's bad enough to bring it down to a 9.0. So we'll see what happens. I don't even think this book needs a press. I mean, there's nothing to press out. It just looks great. So we'll send it back in and see what we get. Next, we have Marvel Age number 12 in a 9.8 white pages. This is the first concept art of Spider-Man's black suit, predating Amazing Spider-Man 252. Absolute must-have if you're a black suit Spidey collector. All right, so now we're getting into a separate collection that I purchased. Those first 3 books were from a trade that I did for Amazing Spider-Man 50, and now we're getting into a collection that I picked up. I valued the collection somewhere around $3,000, and I think I paid around $1,925, something like that. Nothing too crazy, but just some cool books to take a look at. Strange Academy number 1 in 9.8 white pages. First appearance of Emily Bright, Doyle Dormammu, and a whole bunch of others. We also have the rumor that Zelma Stanton is going to be introduced in the MCU soon, and I'm having a feeling that that's going to be their segue, their way to introduce Strange Academy. It'll probably be like a cliffhanger, just like an Easter egg or something in the Disney Plus show. So excited to see where that goes, and excited to see where this series goes. Daredevil number 18. This is the origin and first appearance of Gladiator. Hulk 182, first appearance of Hammer and Anvil, and the first appearance and death of Crackjack. Invincible Iron Man number 9, the first full appearance of Riri Williams. Invincible Iron Man number 3, this is the first time that Riri is referred to as Ironheart in story by Stark AI, I believe. Doctor Strange number 169. This is the first Doctor Strange in his own title. I believe the numbering is just continued over from Strange Tales. I really hate when they do that because it would be such a cooler book to be Doctor Strange number 1. It's the origin of Doctor Strange retold, and there's some really awesome art on the inside. I just went back and read this. It's a very cool read if you haven't read it in a while. Mage number 6. This was a book that came with part of that 300 slab collection that I just picked up, but I didn't realize the significance of this at the time. This is the first Grendel in color, and it's an awesome wraparound cover. All-Star Comics number 18 in a 5.0 with white pages, just an early Superwoman. You got Superwoman on the cover. This came from my personal collection. I just am running out of space on the wall, and so decided it was time to move on from this one. Fantastic Four Annual number 1. This is an early Spider-Man appearance, the origin of the Submariner, and the first appearance of Lady Dorma and Krang. Daredevil number 7 and a 4-5. This is the first appearance of the red costume for Daredevil. Iron Man number 55 and an 8.0. This book is such a mega key. There's so much going on in this book. It's the first appearance of Thanos, the first appearance of Mentor, the first appearance of Drax, the first appearance of Star Fox, Kronos, and the Blood Brothers. Unfortunately, they put the Blood Brothers on the cover as the main thing. I wish they would have focused on Thanos. At least Drax is on the cover as well, so it could be, if this had a better cover, this would be like a mega grail. But it's not a terrible cover. A book that I've always wanted. I'd love to have this in 9.8 someday. I think it's sitting around the $10,000 mark right now for a 9.8. Here's Daredevil number 1, the Quesada Sketch Spot Color variant, super rare. I think it's a high ratio incentive. Special Marvel Edition number 15, the first appearance of Shang-Chi, Fu Manchu, and Sir Dennis Nayland Smith, the first appearance and death of Dr. James Petrie. We all know this book. Hawkman number 1 from 1964. This is the first Hawkman in his own title and the origin and first appearance of Chalk. And what's interesting about this book is it has the Pence stamp on it right there. So DC, for most of their Pence edition books, had the exact same book printed with the 12-cent price tag, and then they just stamped it with the Pence price and sent it overseas. So it is the exact same book, which is why on the label it's not differentiated as a Pence edition. Marvel did it a little differently. In fact, we have, so here is a Pence edition from Marvel, and as you can see, it's actually a different cover. So here's a 2.0 Fantastic Four number 4, the UK price variant with the custom label. First Silver Age appearance of the Submariner. And so this is an actual price variant, a separate printing, which makes it, you know, incredibly more rare than the regular print. This book and the Hawkman and the Shang-Chi and I believe one other came from a different collection that I just picked up and paid about $1,000 for. So there's multiple collections going on in here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 95. This is the variant edition. Jennika becomes a Ninja Turtle and some awesome Kevin Eastman cover. And here we have TMNT number 95, the cover A when Jennika becomes a Ninja Turtle. And last but not least, TMNT number 51, the first appearance of Jennika. I think Jennika is actually a good spec for TMNT because, you know, it's one of the more affordable specs for TMNT related books. So there you have it, folks. Thanks as always for sticking with me to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like for your chance to win the monthly YouTube giveaway. Head over to brycecomics.com to sign up for the newsletter to get first access to collections like this. And lastly, I hope to see you over on Whatnot. Link in the description for $15 towards your first purchase. A bunch of awesome slab shows scheduled for Whatnot. It's a ton of fun. I hope to see you there.
Bryce Comics.